is Task 22, this is Ed Network, and this is England Exchange. Can I get a whoop whoop? Hell yeah. So if you remember where we left off with this, we was having a coffee with Jin Hyo, I think is her name. But unfortunately, it's already Valentine's Day, and apparently I woke up quite early. Not quite early, I just woke up early on Valentine's Day, feeling quite lonely. When I was a little kid, Valentine's was a fun day where everyone in class would trade tiny paper cards and candy hearts. Oh, gets you right here, doesn't it? Like bile. Anyway, but when we were older, it got weird. To give Valentine's to people who... Sorry, what? Weird. To give Valentine's to people who were just your friends. And since I'd never been in a relationship, really, I'd never gotten a serious Valentine. Oh, Random Dave's heartbroken. It was hard not to feel overwhelmed sometimes by all the romantic advertising. Romantic advertising is just a bloody commercials, consumerism-driven thing. It's like all the rest of the holidays now. Everything's just like Easter. Oh, the shops are full of eggs like 3 months in advance. Mother's Day, Father's Day. Oh, it's just a joke. Months and months in advance. Already they're putting out like Christmas stuff, and we're in like July. Anyway, depends when you're watching this. Of course, it could be December, and when it will be Thanksgiving or Christmas. Anywho, buildings flashed red with hearts and roses. Couples posed by the love statue for photographs. Aww. Of course, James couldn't be bothered to decorate the hostel. Why would he? For a holiday. So at least there was none of that here. Still, I felt lonely. Why would you decorate? Anyway, Jinsu, that was her name. No, Jinsu was... No, that's the other geezer, isn't it? Sorry. Jinsu and Nini sent me their best wishes by email, but explained that postage was too expensive. Tight-ass friends, man. Cheers, friends. So they didn't bother to mail me real cards. Probably for the best, considering their going away present. They might think it was funny to send them an obscene Valentine. Man, if you're just getting Valentines off your friends, yeah, you need to sort of get out a bit more, if I'm honest with you. Anyway, this trip was supposed to be my fresh start at romance. Why was I still alone? Because you're an idiot, all right? You need to work on Ashley, man, not just, eat her food. I paged through old messages on my phone, feeling more than a little sorry for myself. There was a quiet knock at the door, and I slid out of bed to answer it. Who's this gonna be? Oh, I was just thinking of you. Thinking of you. Happy Valentine's Day, Random D. Hey, Ashley, how you doing? You still wearing that same dress, girl? Jesus, man, you got nothing else to wear. Ashley held a small wrapped package out to me. Oh, yeah, I got a package, love. What's this? I got you a present. Happy Valentine's. Ashley, I had no idea. Why didn't you have any idea, man? You're bloody whinging about being lonely in love. Why did you not do something? Card, flowers, present. Come on, Random D. Pull your finger out, man. Does this mean she liked me? I didn't get you anything. I feel terrible. Or what you could say is, Ashley, I'm just waiting for your stuff to arrive. Don't worry about it. I've got something planned. Don't you worry about a thing. No, don't be silly. I don't want anything in return. All I want is your happiness. Everybody should be happy on Valentine's Day. I've got an idea what could make me happy. A nice walk in the park. Anybody else thinking that? Yeah, cool. At that point, I realised she had a bag slung over her shoulder filled with tiny packages. Bollocks! I've got to give presents to everyone else. See you later. Damn it, you blew it, Random D. So it wasn't because she liked me, it was because she liked everyone. Boom! Well, it's still really sweet of her. Oh, back in the room again, right? I shut the door and eagerly unwrapped the present. What could it be? A small stuffed animal grinned up at me. A bunny with glasses and a red scarf. He looked like a miniature Harry Potter, and I laughed when I saw him. Oh, brilliant. I set him on the nightstand. Nightstand? Who has a nightstand? Next to my bed. Normal people have like a table or something. And smiled. Thanks, Ashley. Happy Valentine's Day to you. You didn't actually... Why didn't you say that to her, you knobhead? Anyway, we're in February. We're still in February. It's the following day. I passed by Ashley in the hall. She's still wearing that goddamn dress. Oh, and she wiggled. Uh-oh. Wait, that was strange. I'm sure when I saw her, she was strutting down... I'm sure when I first saw her, she was strutting down the hall a shay, as if she were walking down a catwalk. But when I turned to look again, she was walking normally. I guess I had just a weird image in my mind for some reason. I mean, she'd look great on a catwalk, even if she's not as tall as models are these days. Screw that, man! I prefer shorter ladies. That's just me. Anyway, anyway, moving on. Get a grip, Random D. Exactly. I shook my hand and went on my way. Ah, dear excuse. I'm 6'1". I like shorter ladies. What can I say? I don't know. I came back to my room to pick up a notebook even. I had forgotten. Hey, it's Danny boy. Danny boy. And past Danny in the hall, he looks a bit miserable again. His face was dark, an expression I'd never seen before on it. He looked furious, but not in a blind rage. He had the eyes of a man plotting a very cold revenge. It was also out of place compared to his normal demeanour. That was almost as if he were possessed. Ooh, maybe he possesses a, I don't know, can of drink. Piece of chalk. He saw me after a few seconds and smiled. Hey, Random D. Perfectly normal, like nothing was ever wrong, except for the shiver running down my spine. What is going on? I gotta go. Jeez, he's such a blanket, man. What's the matter with you? I hurried to my room and closed the door. Whatever was wrong, it had nothing to do with me, I hoped. I bet it was. I bet you screwed something over, big time. Ashley was weird. Danny was weird. And here's my bestie, Brendan. He's the bestest friend anyone could ever want. Tosser. Hey, Random D. What do you want? My shift's over. I'm about to leave. Naff off. That's it, Random D. Screw him. Someone just vomited up a storm in the men's room. And? What are you telling me for? And? Exactly, yeah, and? Brendan pointed at the mop leaning against the wall. Go ahead. It's your job, isn't it? Tell him to do one. Nope, it's not. Ha-ha! It is now. Screw you, Brendan. He smirked and left for the bar out front. Just leave it. Walk away. Your shift's finished. Bye-bye. That son of a gun. I charged after him, intending to give him a piece of my mind. Is everything okay, Random D? Hey, Ashley. How you doing? Random D here was just volunteering to take care of the mess in the bathroom. That's so nice of you, says Ashley. No, this is where you need to turn around, Random D, and say, no, Brendan, I've finished my shift and Brendan's just trying to leave me with all the crap jobs to do. I think he should go and do it because he's a div. Yeah, it is. Oh, yes. Fucking wet bastard. He's such a douche. Hello, we're going to see him. Oh, I thought Matt. I was in the library working on some computer problems when suddenly Peggy ran up to me. Here she goes, wanted me to sign some crap again. Random D, you have to help me. See, told you. Called it. I was catching up on my homework and I lost track of time. And I have these chem exercises and I need a reference book for them. And it's an hourly checkout and I'm not done. And I could barely follow what she's babbling on about. Stupid old bin. When she started talking this quickly, the rules say the same person can't renew a reference book because if they did, they could hog it, and it don't mean to hog it, but I'm not done, and I go, check it out on your own card. For God's sake, all right, I think you just said that. I paused for a moment while my brain caught up with all that. I'm not sure that's a good idea. There's usually a waiting list for reference book. If I take it back to the counter, it'll just go to the next person who requested it. Oh, steal it. Her face fell. Oh. But I'm not done. Well, you should have pulled your finger out, love, shouldn't you? You should stop running around with these bloody petitions saying, oh, sign it, save the planet, or save the tissue paper, or something like that. All right? Stop messing about with that. Sort your studies out, and then once you've done your studies, then go and get your petitions. So keep it until you're done, and then return it. You only need another hour, right? The fine won't be that big. Or actually, if you know what pages you need, maybe you should just photocopy them. Then you can take the book back to the next person. Yeah, Random Dave. She looked even more distraught, and I tried to figure out my mistake. I guess photocopies are wasting paper, but you could recycle them, right? I don't have any money with me. Oh, God, Jesus Christ, love, do you have anything? Obviously not a new t-shirt, because, again, that's the same t-shirt you've been wearing for, like, months. I flexively patted my pockets. Okay. But didn't have any much to spare, considering... Here! Oh, here comes that dashing Mark. Grrr. Wow, Ninja Mark, where did you come from? He handed a copy card to Peggy. Get what you need, then bring it back. Without even waiting for a response, he turned and walked back towards the philosophy section. He's philosophizing. He's not so bad sometimes. Okay, that was a random little intrigue into that random bit of life, but okay. Back at the shithole of the kitchen. I was on my break from work, munching on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Actually, it's called jam. All right, jam. It's not jelly, it's jam. When James came running at me out of nowhere. Here we go. What do you want, knotted? Random D! Why are you in your work uniform? Oscar needs tomatoes. Go get him some tomatoes. Who's Oscar? What? Oscar at the pub? I'm on my break. Well, Ashley hasn't come to work yet, and I just used the last tomato on my sandwich for lunch. So now Oscar's pissed at me, and someone's got to get the replacements. This is an emergency, and if you don't do it, I'll dock your pay. Screw you, James! Exactly. How are you going to dock me pay? How are you going to dock me pay? Jeez, I'm going. Piss on his potatoes. Or tomatoes, whatever. He threw a £20 note into my lap and dashed back to the restaurant. £20? How many tomatoes did he want? Better get going. Buy them all. I dashed through the street heading for a market nearby that I knew sold fresh produce. Hopefully they'd have enough on hand to... Wait! Uh-oh. Hey! Was that Ashley? I'm thinking it was. She was talking to 3 men and a baby. And then maybe talking wasn't the right word. They were crowding around her, uncomfortably blocking her from the sight of anyone else on the street. Okay. I did not like the looks of their faces. Was she in trouble? I had a job to do. I had a job to be doing, but so did she. I wasn't like her to be... It wasn't... Oh, God, man, I can't read. I'm excited. It wasn't like her to be late to work. Ashley was also always so conscientious. Let her handle this or jump in. Jump in? Do we even need to think about that? I thought it was going to give me a decision like, oh, but James will be pissed that you can get tomatoes. And blah, 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 blah. Screw that. I had to do something. Damn right you did. I dashed over to Ashley. Hey, what are you doing, guys? What do you want with her? Random D, these are my new friends. Marek, Jan, and Konstantin. Okay? They're new in town trying to find a hostel to stay in. I've been trying to direct them to the one, but I think they're having trouble understanding me because they keep going some other way. I stopped listening to Ashley because the tallest of the man was pointing at me and making a bunch of different hand motions, rubbing his fingers together and then jerking his thumb away. What the hell does that mean? If I gave him money, he'd leave us alone. You've got to be kidding me. What should I do? Ashley was completely oblivious to these men were up to no good. Her trusting nature left her blind in situations like this. Maybe it would be better to tell her what they were trying to do. Or it would be nicer and safer, for that matter, to just give them what they want and get us both out of here. I can see where this is going. I doubt I could fend them off by myself, and Ashley was probably too sweet to even slap someone, as much as fight seriously. But then giving them anything might make them see us as good targets. Pay the man, tell Ashley it's a con. Screw! Man, don't be paying shit. Tell Ashley it's a con. Ashley, they're trying to mug you. Or something like that. What? She gazed in astonishment at the men. They rounded on me. How dare you? Random D, that's just mean. Oh, right, I don't care. I don't care, love. Right, okay. Just because they're foreigners and look big and scary doesn't mean that they're criminals. You need to be more accepting of people. Ashley, man, really? What is wrong with you, woman? Really? I expected much better. I don't really care, Ash. All right? You've been an idiot. She turned to the men who were staring at her in awed silence. I'm sorry that he insulted you. I'm sure this happens a lot. It's not fair to you at all. I'm certain you're very kind men. Ashley, when you're bundled into a van and never seen again, mate, and found bloody dead in the woods under a random tree, right? Then you'll be bloody changing your tune. But until then, assume the worst. A troubled look crossed the big one's face and I glared at him. However, I really do need to be going. I'm late for work. I hope you find what you're looking for. Come on, Random D. Let's go. Once again, I'm really sorry. The men were so surprised, they just let us go. Or else, maybe they really weren't so threatening after all. No, they were. It took a few seconds for me to realise we were heading in the direction of the hostel. Wait, I need to get some tomatoes for the pub kitchen. Oh, is that what you were up to? Thanks for reminding me where I needed to be. At least something good came of your rudeness. I wasn't fucking rude! They were legitimately trying to mug you. That guy asked me for money in exchange for leaving us alone. No one asked you for anything, Random D. No one asked you to get involved at all. You're just jumping to conclusions because you're... I gave her a look, daring her to finish that sentence. Good! Well, anyways, good. I'm bloody glad, finally. You need to grow a set of kahunas, man. God damn it. That's what I thought. Actually, I've got to get going, and it sounds like you do too. I'll see you back at the pub. Finally, I dragged a giant crate of tomatoes, not tomatoes, tomatoes, up to the door. It sounds stupid if I say tomatoes. What took you so long? Well, James, Ashley was being mugged, and I decided to step in and help her. How about saying that? I was almost mugged. There you go. I don't want to hear it. No, of course you don't, you mug. At least the tomatoes are here now. There's worse things that could have happened. Yeah, I could have landed this box of tomatoes over your head, James. How about that? Like getting mugged. I wanted to scream, but held my tongue. I need this job and room to live after all. And James narrowed his eyes at me. Shouldn't you be working? Your break time's up. Hey, James, I've just spent my break time getting your tomatoes, mate, alright? So do you want to jog on? Jog on, alright? I'm going to have your break now, alright? If you don't like it, you can sack me. With that, he disappeared into the crafty crown to get alcoholic beveraged, probably. My jaw nearly hit the floor. Some gratitude. See what I mean? See, if you... And the day was only half over, so we've screwed Ashley. Oh, no, we've screwed it with Ashley. No, we've what have we done? We've tried to help Ashley and screwed ourselves. That's the fella. The pub was slow today, which was a good thing, since one of my co-workers was nowhere to be found. Would that be Brendan by any chance? Hey, Ash, where's Brendan? Oh, I'm covering for him. Yeah, of course you are. She flicked a nervous glance at the empty end of the bar. Okay, what does that mean? How can you cover him while you're doing your own job at the same time? Oh, well, it's not very busy, and he said he had something really important to do. Would you help? You would help me out if I had somewhere to go, wouldn't you? It's a nice thing to do. I would if you asked me, but not for Brendan. Well, I'm glad. Well, I guess that's why he didn't ask you then. Go on, Random D. Can't she see he's taking advantage of her good nature? Ashley, I think we should talk about this. I can't talk now. I have to watch the bar. No, you know what? She don't want to hear it. Let her figure it out for herself. Never mind. It's not up to me how she lives her life. Maybe she wants to get back together with Brendan. It's not my business. Exactly. She needs to find it out for her own sake. If you start sticking your nose in and going, oh, well, you know what, Brendan's a bit of a dick, she won't see that. She won't thank you, and it'll just piss her off. I get that. She has to find out. If you want to help the situation and just go to him, say to her, oh, he's a bit of a dick, man, you want to be careful of him. That's all you need to do. No messing about. Anyway, moving on. Swiftly. Love advice with Random Dave. Life advice with Random Dave. Assy! Hey, Random Dave. Assy burst into my room in almost the dead of night and jumped 10 feet in the air. Oh, hello, he's got no clothes on. What the hell? What are you doing? Changing in your life. That's what I'm doing. It's time to party, Mr. Responsible. So, how are you going like that? I blinked for the first time. I realised Assy was made up to the nines, still wearing the same leather dress she was months ago, and bending over in a way that was giving me a good look straight down her cleavage. Okay, and I was not entirely dressed. I swallowed and looked away in an effort to be polite. Where are we going? To the clubs, of course. You haven't seen the nightlife yet, have you? You need a proper guide, someone who knows downtown like the back of her dainty little hand. I'm your girl. She certainly was not my girl. We'd barely spoken in weeks. I'd been living here. All of a sudden, she wanted to take me out clubbing. I have to work tomorrow. So do I. Are you just going to let England get away from you because you have stuff to do? Oh, if I go with Assy, I want to get with Ashley, but I think we've screwed it. I'm not going to go. I guess I am. Sorry. I don't know what I ever saw in you. Okay, that blew that one blew. Yep, okay. With that, she stormed out of the room. Okay, fair enough. For at least an hour, I could get some sleep. I always make the wrong decisions in these games, for God's sake. Right, we're on the 1st of March. 3rd of March, even. Go on, get in there. Who are we walking into now? I was walking down the hall when I heard a series of loud bangs coming from one of the other rooms. That was Danny's room, wasn't it? What was he doing in there? Could have been a construction or repair for the hostel, but it didn't quite sound like hammering, more thumps and thuds, as if he were beating on something with his fists. He was probably just kicking a football around his room or something. Clearly, Danny has got issues. Anyway. Oh, God. But there was still this time in 6th form. Oh, here we go. At Peggy's words, everyone in the room became intensely focused in the meal Ashley had prepared for us. Peggy didn't seem to notice the disinterest. Stephanie? Who's Stephanie? Stephanie was on and on about how she had this horseback at the manor. Okay. Seriously, she said it was like that, the manor, and the saddle with diamonds on it. Oh, I don't really care. and we all thought she was a right twat, as anybody else probably would have, but then her parents actually brought her horse round, and it really did have a diamond saddle. What? What the fuck? Where would their parents get the horse round? Titchy little ones, like you'd see on a handbag, right? So it had been bejazzled, or vajazzled, or horse-jazzled. Horjazzled. It'd been horjazzled. Either diamonds or rhinestones, but her family was proper flush, so I think it was probably diamonds. Totally bling, really, on a horse thing. And then this other girl, Dana, I can't remember, tried to nick it. Not the saddle, excuse me, I'm just wrecking the joint. The entire horse. She got it when no one's looking and just rode off. Of course, she got herself nicked. Then the fuzz. Oh wow, we're using proper English words here. Is Peggy English? Okay, of course she got herself nicked, and then the fuzz brought her back crying all over the place. God, she was the worst. Nicked is arrested, and fuzz is a slang term for the police, the popo, the 5-0, or the rozzers. I remember one time she caught onto a boy named Alexander who was dating another girl in my form. Oh Christ, Assie, yeah, Peggy even. I jumped. Peggy stared wide open at Assie, who had slammed her fist on the table. I'm sick of hearing about your sixth form. Do you think any of us care? We don't know these people. We will never know these people. We do not care about these people. Jesus. Most of these stories aren't even interesting. Christ, Assie, man, you're going for it, ain't ya? The diamond saddle was a little bit interesting. Go on, Ash. And so, so she won for 12. Let's give her a round of applause. Fight. Let's throw some mud at them. Assie glared at Ashley, who looked away. I swear if I ever have to hear about your sixth form again, I'll smack you across the face. Learn to read the room. Maybe if you did, you wouldn't be so bloody annoying. I'm sorry, but Ashley, you're a bit aggressive there, but Peggy needed telling. She's annoying as fuck. Finished with her tirade, Assie grabbed herself another helping of noodles, and then took her plate and left the room. Peggy didn't say anything. Boy, that was mean, wasn't it? Peggy laughed nervously, and we avoided her eyes. Wasn't it? She was out of line, wasn't she? A stiff silence met her question. After a few seconds, Ashley squeaked up. She was definitely a little harsh, if you ask me. Stop trying to please everybody, Ashley. Jeez. Peggy fiddled with her fork for the rest of the meal, which didn't last very long. Suddenly, everybody grew ravenous and finished their food in moments, at which point they hastily shuffled out of the room. I hurried to join them. Right, guys, that's it for this episode of England Exchange. We will continue this. I can see this being like 50 parts long. I don't know where we're going or how we're getting on with this thing, but it seems a bit, I don't know. Are we going to get with Ashley? We're definitely not going to get with Ashley now, and I'm not interested in Peggy. Maybe we should just head for Danny instead. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, don't forget to hit that like button in the head, like a blowy uppy thing. Do all the other things you're supposed to do on the YouTube. Comment, subscribe, tweet me, follow me on Twitter or wherever you are. You know the score. All the social media things. And don't forget to hit Patreon up as well. So if you don't do any of those things, you know what'll happen, didn't you? The YouTube police will be knocking at your door and subscribe to that channel. And I will see everybody at the same time next time.